Well, water's been a hot topic here in Greeley and in northern Colorado, and that trend is not stopping. Something that is coming up, and if you haven't already heard about it, is there are some utility rates that regard water in Greeley that are coming. And here to tell us more details and kind of give us an idea of what to look for, we have Erik Dial, who is Utility Finance Manager with the City of Greeley. Erik, great to have you here today. Thank you for your time. So as I mentioned, we've got some residential utility rates that are going to be increasing. Can you tell us about those?
Certainly. So our City of Greeley utility customers have three different components within their utility bill. You've got your water, your sewer, and your stormwater. And each of these are basically separate lines of businesses that are fully supported by the rates and fees. And for water, we're seeing a 6% rate increase, For sewer, an 18% rate increase, and for stormwater, 15%.
Okay, all right. So tell us a little bit more about why these utility rates might be a little unusual this year, and because folks may not realize that this is a little bit different, a little out of the norm.
It's unusual to have all three of these utilities have significant rate increases like this, and the reason for that is because we're making significant capital investments in all three. For water, we're expanding our non-potable system. We're also acquiring new surface water supplies. And for sewer, we're making significant improvements at our wastewater treatment and reclamation facility. This is basically to meet new water quality standards, and we're going to be spending roughly $70 million over the next 4 years for that.
And that's already in process, if I remember right. Yeah, so
correct.
If folks happen to go by that facility, they would see that construction happening.
There's a lot of activity there right now.
Yes, for sure. All right.
And then in storm, we have a multi-year project here in downtown Greeley to address flooding issues after big rain events.
Sounds familiar. There are a few people that got to experience that. So basically using those rates to kind of help cover the costs and the expenses of those things that are happening. Okay, so give us an idea of how you are calculating those rates and how that appears on our bills, how that comes across to me as a water user.
Absolutely, that's a great question. So each year, Greeley's utility finance staff goes through what's called a cost of service study. And this cost of service study determines the rates and fees that we charge all of our customers. And within each utility, we have different customer classes, such as residential or commercial. And those customer classes all pay different rates and fees as well. So this cost of service study is kind of the best practice in the utility rate setting world. And it's done each year. And this is the way that we make sure that we are charging fair rates and fees for our customers.
Okay, all right. Well, lots of things that are happening there just for something as simple as you have an example back here of a water bill. This does look a little bit familiar to me as far as I see the City of Greeley logo and a lot of information that's up here. So when I get that bill, can you explain what I'm looking for and how these new rates are reflected and what am I looking for when I get all of this?
Absolutely. So as I mentioned, we actually have three different components to what's generally called the water bill. You have your water, sewer, and stormwater, and each of those utility bills are itemized within your bill so that you can see how much you're paying for each. Additionally, within the water and sewer sections, we have what's called a monthly service fee, and that's a fee that you pay regardless of the volume that you use, as well as a per 1,000-gallon volume fee. Okay, and then there's more information as well that can be really very useful for you as you're trying to manage your utility bill. We have our water budget detailed out here, and you can see that as you go above your budget, you start to pay progressively higher rates. And so this is a really great piece of information for you to manage your utility bill. If you stay within your water budget, you're guaranteed to pay your lowest rate. And that water budget is made up of three different components: the number of persons within your household, the amount of irrigable area within your yard, and then the weather. So if it's hot and dry, your water budget will increase.
Oh, Okay, well, thank you. Thanks for that. I appreciate that. So, yeah, I have to mention personally that water budget information is really great, and I always kind of look at it and go, "Oh, the kids have been taking lots of showers." That
Yes.
doesn't ever happen, but the kids have been taking lots of showers, or be getting, pushing things over on the water budget. So that's a great tool. And of course, as you mentioned, there you can see what those rates are, and that's probably where I would see the increase if I was comparing my bills. Is that rate section?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. If you see a big jump in your water bill, it could be because it's hot and dry, but it could be because you got a little carried away with your watering and went above
That's
budget.
right. Or the teenagers are taking showers or whatever that may be. All right. So we covered a lot here today, Erik. Is there a way for folks to get more information or also get information about the water budgeting and that, that option that they have available?
Certainly. GreeleyGov.com is a great resource. We have a lot of information about the water budget as well as the capital projects that we have ongoing. So certainly that's a great resource. And if you want to give us a call, we can always talk to you as well.
Okay, all right. Well, Erik Dial, Utility Finance Manager with the City of Greeley, thank you so much for being here today and leading us through. And I'm assuming those water rate increases, have those already begun?
They started at the start of the year. Yes.
Okay, all right. So if you haven't noticed, make sure you check out that water bill and you can see how that is affecting the check that you're putting in the mail. In the meantime, as Erik mentioned, if there's more questions that you have, feel free to head on over to the website for more on all the details at greeleygov.com/water.